Today we're learning about the semicolon, and this is your Edumacation. These are Jack's parents. Who could be happier? These are Jack's parents. Who could be happier? Italian humanist scholars invented the semicolon in the 15th century, first appearing in print in Pietro Bembo's De Etna, published by Aldus Manutius in 1494. The semicolon's pause was meant to be slightly longer than the comma and slightly shorter than the colon. In the 1800s, it was very popular, better liked than parentheses and even commas. However, its popularity was short-lived. Nowadays, there is a strong divide in opinions of semicolons. George Orwell, Donald Barthelme, and Kurt Vonnegut are some of the authors that believe it is ugly, pretentious, or irrelevant. In fact, Vonnegut writes, "All they do is show you've been to college." George Bernard Shaw and Abraham Lincoln actually liked the semicolon. Lincoln calls it a useful little chap. The most common mistake with semicolons is using a conjunction before the second clause. You do not need to start the connecting clause with a conjunction. So instead of using a comma and a conjunction, you can just use a semicolon if you like. Here is an example. You have been watching a lot of videos lately, and I'm getting worried about you. Instead of the comma and conjunction, place a semicolon. You have been watching a lot of videos lately. I'm getting worried about you. If you want to use a comma instead, just make sure you also add in the conjunction, otherwise it becomes a comma splice. Some of the main uses of the semicolon include joining two independent clauses, especially when the second clause begins with however, therefore, or indeed. When the second clause contains internal punctuation like a list, or when the author simply wants to show a closer connection than a period would. Just like the colon, you generally do not begin the second clause with a capital letter unless it is a proper noun or an acronym. Remember, the semicolon isn't just for winky faces. They can also make some beautiful sentences if used correctly. Alright, writers, get out there and start writing. This has been your Edumacation. Dang it!